Hello, everybody. Welcome back to James and Flav for now. My name's James. This is Flav, and we know football, Flav. We know football.
Have you calmed down yet, James, from the week?
I'm not. Right. I'm still seething.
Just because
from under the waist, you can't see it. That's why, which is fortunate. From under the waist, I'm just seething.
Oh, and naked.
Yeah, obviously.
Your todger out.
Yeah,
you do it every week. I'm the same. I haven't got any trousers on. And
no, of course.
Yeah, but Jim. We're talking about the goal. We're talking about the goal, aren't we? The offside goal.
We're talking about the goal, are we? I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to wind me up, and you're going to win.
I'm not trying to wind you up. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not right, James.
So, for those who don't know, Queen's Park Rangers were robbed of a quarterfinal berth in the League Cup, also known as the EFL Cup, because we had a goal disallowed, which clearly was a goal. Let me feel free. Let me feel free? Let me get... Let me feel free. No, that's it. Let me feel free, okay? Let me feel free. Yeah, we're going to dive into a lot of other bits of pieces as well, so don't worry if you're slightly bored at the Queen's Park Rangers chat right now. But just have a look at this mess. Yeah. So let me just break this down for a second, right?
Yeah.
So this is when Adoma shoots, right?
Yeah.
And you need two players behind someone for them, or less than two players for someone to be offside, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So feel free to have a look at that and see that. First of all, Austin, who ends up scoring the goal, is onside. Second of all, so I'm up to if you think of where Adoma's facing, if you look up and right, that's where I sit, right?
Right.
Secondly, the shot from Adoma is going into the goal, but the right arm of the defender clearly handballs it. So it's a handball anyway. What? The ball then ricochets to Charlie Austin, who fantastically somehow heads it in an onside position. They run off to celebrate. And if you remember where I was, so I was up there. First thing I do, I look at the linesman, as does the bloke in front of me, as does my dad, and we look at him for about 6-7 seconds, waiting. Okay, he's not giving it. We go mad. And then from somewhere, this stupid man gives offside from nowhere, and he knew he got it wrong. And do you know what was really interesting in terms of like the modern game?
Mm-hmm.
Straight away, people getting messages on their phone. They're looking at tweets. They find this picture, and everyone's waving their phone at the liner, going, "Look at this! Look at how wrong you are, you idiot!" And then we go out on penalties. Joy,
James. I think this is shambolic. Would probably have been. I mean, that was enough, really, for you.
Mm.
And I might be wrong here. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
On.
So. Effectively, the goalkeeper is the last defender, right? Because the man on the line effectively becomes the goalkeeper in this situation.
Yep.
Therefore, he can't be considered in the offside conversation right now. Effectively, he's not the last man. The goalkeeper is the last man, and the defender becomes
the last man
out of the equation, right?
Out of the equation? What do you mean out of the equation?
He can't
I see what you mean.
Austin on offside. He can't be playing Austin.
Yeah.
Because he's the last man, right? So effectively, the goalkeeper is the last defender in this instance because they've swapped positions.
Sure, got you.
Along that line, it's impossible to see whether Austin is on or offside when that ball is played forward because from this angle, it's not straight. We can't see, right? The ball is played forward. Therefore, even if he played it square, Austin would have been onside, so the ball isn't being played forward. The ball is shot. I didn't see the handball, to be honest. May or may not been. Not really important.
He's a handball.
Okay, and then Austin becomes active once he heads it in. Ergo, offside.
Yeah. You're wrong. Okay. Let's move on because I don't.
Can I just address something that was in the comments?
Go on.
Someone posted. I can't remember what it was. It might be brought up. It says, "Do you remember when Flav said that Spurs are back and no one's noticed? We're not back."
Yeah.
We're never back.
Well, okay, so this is this leads me on nicely to what is going to be a fantastic podcast. I've got to say, the amount of power moves that have come through the door is absolutely unbelievable. In terms of, someone did say, "Oh, could you talk about how football could be better?" Already done it, mate. on the Patreon podcast. We've actually figured out how to solve football, me and Flav, on the mailbags that we do every week. If you want to join us, you catch up. If you want to join us, we can for less than a pint. Link is in the description. Join us. You can ask us anything. Rebecca Cully, who's one of our patrons, does ask us anything, and it often makes me feel pretty ill. So if you want to enjoy that, please do. But last week, did you know that myself and Flav are geniuses? In particular, Flav. Let me show you this from last week. Enjoy this, Flav. You got the stream open?
Yeah, I can see it.
Here we go. Last week, okay?
Is it?
Must be close to that. Yeah, I can't remember.
That's longer than most managers.
Yeah, he's had it.
A high pressure job.
Yeah,
as well. I've got a question for you, Jim. We know you like to play these sort of games.
Go on.
How bad a result does it need to be on Sunday to get booted on Monday? How bad? What sort of drubbing would get in the sack?
I think it's. I don't think he can get the sack from any scoreline.
No, come on.
Even if it was 12.
12-0.
I don't think he loses his job. 12-0. I honestly don't think he loses his job. Because people go like, "What's happened here?" Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. So this is it. Like, almost in a way, 5 is worse than 12. 5 is worse than 12. 5's like a comprehensive drubbing.
Genius.
12 is some sort of mystical thing that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. It could never be explained by Ole's performance, and it's just madness. So in a way, you're better getting done 12 than you are 5.
Genius from Flav there. Absolutely unbelievable. How did you know that 5 was the one?
Do you know what it was? And it wasn't just me, was it? It was Paul Scholes as well, because he said if United play like this, they will be 4 or 5-0 down in the first half, but everyone could see it coming. It was the most obvious thing in the world, and not that I truly believed that they were going to get done 5-0. But when I was watching the game, I wasn't surprised by what I was seeing at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my God, have you seen this? It was just, all right, yeah. And that's mad. To say United are getting beat 5-0 at home, and you're looking at it and going, yeah, I sort of understand why that's happening.
Do you know what's a killer for them all is that there's no Champions League games? Because I think if there's Champions League games, it gets sort of like the next thing kind of washes. It's like a wave, isn't it? It kind of washes it away a little bit because you've got to move on to the next game. Because he's got a whole week. It's just been incessant for so long. It's absolutely ridiculous. The whole week, horrific pressure.
Why do you
want to
stay, James? Why doesn't he just think, oh God, I can't? Like, there's no way out. Like the whole footballing world knows there's no way out for Solskjaer now, right? He cannot save this position. I mean, he'll beat Tottenham at the weekend. That won't be a problem.
He'll win.
He'll win. He'll beat us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that bit, you know, he's not. If he pulls it back again, he's just going to say he's never going to be sacked.
Yeah.
He's just been absolutely slapped by their most hated rivals, and he hasn't been sacked. That was on top of all of the pressure that he was under anyway. He's just been humiliated, and it could have been more. It was Liverpool took their foot off the gas. It's almost like they were going, do you know what? This is embarrassing for everybody. We feel awkward even being here. So let's just not put another 5 past you.
Mate, I was on the kickoff and I was saying if I was Klopp, I would be really attempting to get a message to the players, especially once Pogba gets sent off, to go, boys, we haven't got a game. We've got League Cup, but we're going to play different players. It will never get better than this. Go for it. And they should have proper gone for it. And actually, Solskjaer should have gone, listen to him, boys, because if we can get this to 12, then people will say it's not me. That's what they missed out on.
I did tweet you at 5 saying he only needs another 7 to keep his job.
Yeah. Sorry, I was in the middle of the show. Here's another thing that was quite good in terms of last week's show. So go back and check out last week's show if you're if you like high quality content, which says what the future will be. Ellis Carr. Quotes of the week. Flav literally chokes on the word success. Now there's a Spurs fan. Yes, you do. Let's have a quick look at that. I'll show you that one. Here we go. Ready? Oh.
Genuinely, you've got something there that you don't. The Premier League stuff's you lack in the Premier League. I think the bigger you get, the more successful. Oh,
dear.
Fucking hell, man. That's so poetic.
That's amazing. You choked on the word success.
Unbelievable.
Tough.
That is a great spot.
Ben Clark's reply to what Ellis said was, Jim's Big Laugh Award. I don't care if Jim doesn't laugh. I think it's too funny to forego mentioning this. And then apparently an hour later, you lost to Vitesse.
This is me about saying Spurs are back, and then an hour later we lose to Vitesse. Yeah, man, it's fucking dire, man.
It's
just dire.
Other quotes of the week. We've got so much to get through today. The power moves are absolutely incredible. And also we'll discuss Paul Scholes. We have to, because again, that was us. I feel like we set that up almost. Bizarre. Zach, quote of the week, and very inappropriate of me to point this one out, but James saying, like a great big fantastic sausage. I really want that sausage, but I can't.
This is the sausage you was where was it?
At the Fulham Hospitality.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you literally carried the sausage down. No, the fire.
Oh, no, bread rolls, bread roll, yeah.
Bread roll.
Josh Vickers quote the pod, James, I could down as much meat as anyone. Buffet chat will return as well, actually. Comments of the week. Sam H. I'm a Manchester United fan listening to the pod after the result on Sunday, hearing you guys talk about how bad a drubbing would need to be, and 5 now being potentially the worst scoreline. Jeffen's prophetic powers never cease to amaze me. There you go. And Dylan Miles, find it funny how when QPR is now winning, James is preaching about how he doesn't expect his team to win. What happened after that? We lost the next 2 games. So 1 week ban for you, Dylan. Do you want to see what's trending?
Yeah, why not? Let's have a little look.
Quick peruse. I think there is some breaking news, actually.
Is there?
I think Ronald Koeman is gone, isn't he?
Who cares?
I'm amazed he's... Not amazed he's gone. I'm amazed they can afford to get rid of him. Part ways. What does that mean? What's he done? What's he done? What do you think,
not good enough. They're just in dire straits. So his manager's obviously won. Ten Hag. Is that Ten Hag to Barcelona?
Ten Hag's the new... He's the Dutch Kerbishley, isn't he? Linked with every job.
He's amazing, though. The Ajax this year...
They do look good.
Unreal. And remember how many players they just get plucked. Every player plucked from them.
Here are the front runners. Eric Ten Hag, Roberto Martinez, Xavi to return, and Conte.
This isn't great news for Man United.
No, it isn't.
One of their targets is going to go to Barcelona here. And for me... Conte is the man. If not, I want him to go there because I think he'd do well for a season or 2 at United. But Conte is the man, isn't he? You wouldn't.
It would seem so.
You wouldn't want to keep Solskjaer for another 2 weeks when Conte's literally sitting there going, "I'll take that job." What are they waiting for? Unless that isn't the case and he doesn't want the job. What are they waiting for?
Yeah.
What can they possibly gain? Unless there are discussions happening right now, and that may be the case. What could they possibly gain by just leaving Solskjaer in place?
But Conte, I can't see Conte going to Barcelona. I don't think that works in any way, really. Just because it's stylistically.
No, Barcelona though, it's hard to turn down. Doesn't matter
stink out games with Conte. Not sure.
I think Conte's the clubs he's managed. Putting Barcelona on that list is something you'd look back on and go, "Yeah, I managed Barcelona. I managed Juve. I managed Chelsea."
Yeah, true.
Chelsea's the only odd one out there, really.
Josh Cavallo, trending. Great news. I've got a friend. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I've got a friend who, for years, obviously it's been very, this should have happened years and years ago, so we should have felt comfortable enough to do this, but obviously that hasn't been the case. So well done, Josh. 3 cheers for Josh. A bit hooray. But I've got a friend who I won't name just in case people, I don't know, get funny about it. But he said he would always go, why, if I was gay, I'd definitely come out. There's so much money to be made by being the first. I know it's a really cynical thing, but it's like, as soon as it happened, I thought about my mate going, great move.
I mean, obviously there's probably more personal
Of course.
That person might be going on. There may be money in the forefront of their mind, that's such a straight white male's perspective on it, isn't it? Yeah. What? I don't know what they're waiting for.
Get with it. Figure the cash. Yeah.
It's not just the cash. It's you become the spokesperson, don't you? He's not the first anyway. Hitzel spoke, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing, was he?
Yeah.
He's now the spokesperson for gay footballers, and he probably doesn't want that. That's a lot.
No.
And Adelaide United, it's not like he's playing in the Premier League. I can't imagine. I don't know. I've never heard of the guy. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know there was a team called Adelaide United. So I don't know how what influence this guy's going to have, but he's certainly going to be a story for a while. And
For sure.
everybody knows his name now. Was that something you'd want just because you?
Well, yeah, it's a good point. Because he says as well, like he says, I'm a very private person because of how he's had to, he's had to stay in the closet, as he kind of said himself. So, man, it might be it is a very brave thing to do.
It's still a mental thing, I think, in this day and age, that people even have to come out. Like, let's say a family's one thing, but professionally, you're like, oh, I didn't realize you're gay. Oh, you're gay. All right, that's it. But that isn't reality, is it? But it should be, is what I'm saying. Yeah. You should be able to. It shouldn't matter if someone notices you're gay and even passing moments for. I think now it's so normal, so common that it's a shame still that to this day this is news.
Yeah, Catherine says is in our Patreon chat. The comments under his tweets and new tweets are awful. See there, so, I mean that's the thing. There you go. That's the thing that we just don't even think about because he's got to be the spokesperson, as you say, for the rest of his life.
Twitter, man, it's just what did Boney join us again? Twitter is a cesspool, as we well know. It's not a barometer of how people actually behave in real life, but it probably is a barometer of what goes through people's heads, and that's it is what it is.
Well done, Josh. What I've just seen that Sunderland are effing trending. What's this? Who have they got? Who have you got? Arsenal, Chelsea, and Sunderland are joined by Tottenham, and okay. So the lineup is confirmed, isn't it? The lineup's confirmed. God. Fucking ridiculous.
I can't watch
Arsenal, Chelsea. We could have played you, mate. We could have played you in the quarterfinals. Take that in for a second.
Yeah. I know.
You would have been excited for a game. Derby. You would have been excited for a game. Imagine that.
I'd have gone down Loftus Road and beat shit out of everyone I saw.
Yeah, of course you would. Right. It's time to move on. Can you hear me? What's he doing? He just walks off sometimes. Mental.
James.
Yes.
A quick game of Guess the Noise.
Okay. Will I be... Okay, go on. Noise gate. What about the noise gate? I can't hear anything.
Ready?
Can't hear anything.
Wait. No.
I can't hear anything.
It shouldn't be taking this long. What's that noise?
All right, it's the coffee machine.
It's a coffee machine. Well done, you win.
Yep, good podcasting that.
I don't like getting coffee out of it.
Yeah, and you're getting a coffee out. Happy days. Okay, right. What makes Paul Scholes happy? Jesus. We had. I mean, there's a giant toe in the room, and we need to talk about it, Flav, just briefly. Because Daniel Swallow, watching this after the 5-0 and the Scholes toe gate, and the question of what makes Scholes smile has been given a strange answer. We've got some options.
Wasn't it? It wasn't
his teenage. It was his teenage daughter. I think.
I thought it was a baby.
It's not a baby. It's a massive leg.
I wasn't interested in it, so I didn't really look at it. I just thought, when babies have, they get really sharp nails.
Yeah.
It's easy just to nip the. But no, his teenage daughter. That's disgusting. I didn't realise.
Yeah. Do you know what? As I sit with it, your daughter's your daughter. She's always your daughter. And the problem is, I just love the thought of this is so. The two things have happened here, right? Either Paul Scholes, who I presume is not on Twitter, let me know, guys, because someone just searched quickly. Paul Scholes is either doesn't know this whole thing's happened because say he hasn't got Twitter, all right? Certainly the daughter will have seen it. She's on Instagram. She's on.
He would have posted it, right?
She's the one who posted it. Yeah, exactly. And so she's seen the footlash of this. So, but if she's worried about getting in trouble, she wouldn't tell him, would she? Do you know what I mean? So if he's not seen it on Twitter, so there's either two roads that have occurred here. Either he knows about it or he doesn't know about it. If he doesn't know about it, can you imagine the daughter's just like, please, everyone, just don't tell it. But if he did, when he did find out about it, and I presume he did, I just love the thought of what that conversation with his daughter, just going I don't even know what her name is. She's like, what What are you doing? What have you done? Yeah, I was helping you out because you had a hangnail in your toe. I thought it was disgusting, but it was the only way to get rid of it because that's what we used to do when you were a baby. And then you posted it. Now I look like an idiot.
He's never. Of course, he knows because he has two people that are, like in terms of Carragher and Gary Neville who are like they love social media. They're all over it. So yeah, they know.
So your just quick thoughts on Toegate?
Well, I didn't realise it's his daughter, right? And it's not a sexual thing, is it? So it's not like that. That's you need to worry about that. It's just it's just a bit weird. But there are weird habits in families. So and usually you're not broadcasting it all over the internet.
Yeah. Do you know what I would say?
It is strange though. It is a bit odd to his teenage daughter. Like, yeah, I thought it was a baby daughter. I don't know.
No, it's his teenage daughter. I think there should be a general rule that he probably felt like he didn't have to say, but from now on, I presume there is a rule. Don't film me, and if you are going to film me, don't post it. That's the rule, and it never post it. She's learnt a valuable lesson. Would you ground her for this?
Ground? No.
Should be grounded for this. Don't get grounded for this.
I don't. The groundings don't really. I've never grounded my kids.
How does that not happen anymore? Do people not get grounded anymore? What do you just take away their phone? That's probably the one, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's what happens if we need them to do something or clean the rooms or make sure they behave at school. If they don't, then you just take their phones away and then they do it pretty quickly.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting and sad, really. Right. So what we did ask last week, though, bizarrely, what makes Paul Scholes happy, which led to me getting sent this video about 15 times.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Not everyone got it, and sadly, there's going to have to be a ban. Jay Cart's right. He said, "What makes Paul Scholes happy? The perfect gravy for Yorkshire pudding ratio." He's from Manchester. He's still. I do imagine that they don't have bread in the Scholes household. Out. No, that's all they've got is white bread.
No,
that's all they've got.
Idea of, like, they instead of having bread, they just have Yorkshire puds as their loaves of bread.
Wrong. That's Manchester. That's Yorkshire. Sorry, he's from Manchester. All they eat are butties. That's all they eat.
Yeah. All of them are just full of bread rolls.
Yeah,
chips in it. I swear I don't know where it's from, but don't they put pies inside bread, like a bread roll and then a pie balm? I think it's called.
Is it?
Is that a Manchester thing?
Yeah, chip butties as well. That's obviously isn't that Manchester? Certainly, I don't think you can do a ban. 1 week ban for Jay. Sorry, mate. Not good enough. Adil J. Paul Scholes, for his 40th birthday, ordered himself a box of moist turf from football grounds all north of Derbyshire. As soon as he opened the box, a quick raise of the eyebrows indicated his sheer jubilation, followed by a quick, "That's all right, that," before telling people to calm down as soon as the first "Happy Birth" rang out. Calm down, will you?
Calm down.
No, I'm aware it's my birthday. This is good, though. Apparently, I don't know if there's some sort of... I don't know how we prove this one. Maybe a spoon. This would be... Oh, my God, actually, yeah, it is a spoon. Ellis King. My uncle's a barber in Altrincham and tells me he's been cutting Paul Scholes' ginger hair since 2002.
Why does he have to... Why did he say ginger hair? We know it's ginger.
Yeah, yeah, it's specific.
He's got any ginger hair.
The only time he's ever seen Scholes show any emotion is after he's given him a grade 3 all over. Scholes wipes his fringe while my uncle pulls out a small mirror to show him the stellar job he's done at the back. Every week for 19 years, my uncle has asked, "How's that for you, Scholesy?" To which Paul always replies, "Yeah, it's all right, that," with a little grin on his face.
What, Jim? When you go get your haircut and they show you the back of your head, what's your what do you do?
So let's do it. Go on, you go. You're the hairdresser.
Okay, well, so we're all done. I'll just show you the back of your head there. Look at that's nice and clean, isn't it? Much tidier.
That's perfect. Thank you.
I don't say it's perfect. It's the same energy. So, yep, good job. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great.
That's it. Because I think perfect makes it end. Because I just hate it. Because I'm just like, that's perfect. That's it. Like, get it away from me.
I do sit there every time as well, going, "God, it's got to be over soon."
Yeah. I'm like, now, stop now.
There's a there's a guy in the barbers that I go to, and he's quick and he's good. That's your dream, innit?
Yeah,
Being quick and good.
That'd be so good at the top of her hairdressers. Tony said, "I'm quick and I'm good."
That is it. That's all you need from a barber. Being quick and good, and it's just a patter as well. Because even good patters are not comfortable sometimes. I find myself losing because we talk for a living, effectively, James.
Yeah,
this is what we do. I lose it in the barber's chair.
Oh, what? Yeah, lose the chat.
Just nonsense comes out of my mouth. I was like, I would never say that unless I'm getting my hair cut. Why is that? Why am I?
Just banal small talk. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's a small talk, but usually, and it might even be about football. I just have nothing. It's like my kryptonite, the barber's chair. And the worst one is you drop a bit of banter, and it falls flat. And then you're just sat there like that in the chair.
And there's the lads, the blokes waiting are going.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, someone say something.
Ryan Couch, it's called a Wigan kebab, a pie bar, apparently.
That's right.
Okay.
Pie bar, that's it. I mean, there's no heart disease. It's just you're asking for it.
It's part of the ride, isn't it?
Isn't there enough carbs? Isn't there enough in the casing of the pie? Why do you have to put 2 bits of bread on it as well?
Just filling in it.
It's madness.
Robert Faber, I always go, yeah, fine. To the barbers, but I'm only realising it could be interpreted as damning, but with faint praise, even though I'm genuinely quite happy with it as usual. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go perfect.
That's perfect.
Let us know what you say to the barber when he shows you the back of your head. To finish that off. The barber, what was it? He puts a little grin. That's the only bit of emotion you get from Paul Scholes to make him happy. Scholes always inquires, how much is that, pal? He's been there 19 years every week. And my uncle confirms, that'll be $9.50, please. And unsurprisingly, Scholes never fails to pay them the exact change.
Really?
That's a shame, isn't it? Chuck 50p on. Tenner, isn't it? Tenner. He's gone out of his way to get the change and to break it down.
I don't. So in that instance, I might actually give a couple of quid on top as well. I think you got a tip around 20% for a haircut, I think.
Do you?
I think so. I understand the rounding, especially because £9.50. You're sat there for half an hour.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, is it? If it does a good haircut. Where do you get your haircut?
I'll be honest. I'll get just round the corner. It's I think it's 13 quid.
Not bad. Looks nice.
If I give him 20 quid, I'll take the change. But if I've got 15 quid, I'll give it to him. It's more it's more the him going, here's 5 and you 2, and then me having to go, no, you keep that. That's grim. I think that's feels grim.
I understand.
Anyway, final thing quickly that apparently makes Paul Scholes happy. Ollie, 1937. When the wife goes to bed early so he can watch a programme about long-distance lorry driving downstairs with some digestives. Any chance of Scholes getting a job? Give it Scholesy.
What, the United job?
I think he'd be good at United,
What way? What makes you think that?
Because I think it's like it's a
very qualified as a coach.
Yeah. I think it's like it's a tone. I like the idea of his tone. It's like he'll sort of silence people into having higher standards, I think, instead of looking after them. Might not last long, but you might get a reaction.
It might get a reaction, but there's no point buying Varane, Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes to be led by a manager who has only managed Salford City or Salford United, or whatever they're called.
Oldham as well, briefly, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean,
they've got to go this next managerial appointment for Manchester United. But I hope they do. I'd rather have Scholes and it be another experiment, and you just don't know what's going to happen because it's more interesting to talk about. But they've got to go for someone who knows knows how to manage at that level and deal with those players, and it's got to be Conte. It has to be. It makes so much sense. They've got money. They're the second biggest club in the world historically, behind Real Madrid, but probably up there as the biggest. And it just makes so much sense to me. And I don't understand why this isn't moving faster than it is. Or maybe, like I said earlier, it is. I don't know.
Do you know what's interesting? Like when Mourinho went to Man United, there was this idea of, I can't believe he's done that to Chelsea. Kind of. There was a brief moment of that. I was like, oh wow, he's doing his back at Chelsea. No one's thought that at all with Conte, have they?
He's not I don't think he, as much as Rory talks about how much he loves Conte, but I don't think
Does Conte love them?
No, it doesn't love it. I don't think he's not nice. It's not like someone you go, oh, he's not like Pochettino. You look at him and go, oh, it doesn't matter. We didn't win because we like you. Right? With him, it's just like, and the same with Mourinho at Spurs is like, win because we hate you. And Conte would be the same thing. He's not nice. He's not like a great figurehead, but fundamentally gets the job done, doesn't he? And that's what Man United need now. They don't want. They've had a manager they like for 4 years, like an ex-player, ex-hero. They need someone who's actually going to do the job.
Is the game against Spurs El Sakiko? That's what.
I saw that.
Yeah, someone put that on a tweet. Well done to you.
Very good.
Is it? There's no way. Nuno's not getting. It's not happening, is it? For a while.
It's not happening because it's not happening because it's the right thing to do. It's happening. It's not happening because what choice do we have? Right. It's obviously still too early, and I do look at the game against Newcastle and Aston Villa to suggest that we can play well in certain circumstances, i.e. playing teams that are really poor. Not that Villa are, but Newcastle especially. But the alarming thing about the game last week against West Ham, and it was such a weird atmosphere, by the way. I think the pandemic's really impacted how people follow football and how passive they've become. It was like a freaking library in there, and that's West Ham. Like, they really hate us. I was expecting us to have to play in this sort of cauldron and try and quiet them down by scoring or at least nullifying the game. It just didn't start until they scored. Obviously, when they scored, but it was weird. It's almost like the separation from actually going to football is people don't really know or remember how to behave. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So he's in. We were second lowest again in terms of XG and chances created. Only Norwich were below us.
Oh,
and that's
right in the game week.
Yeah, and
or
Norwich,
overall.
Norwich got beat 7-0, right? So they were the only team below us.
We could, if you'd like to do a bit of analysis, we could do that briefly, incredibly briefly.
I mean, I've nothing else to say really. It just feels like there's someone tweeted this about Spurs. It's like, we know this is going to end. We know we're just all Spurs fans are doing is sitting here waiting for Nuno to eventually go. That's what it feels like.
Wow.
And he's been here 8 games. It's just like, oh shit, we know what this is, and we literally just have to wait until he gets fired in 4 months.
Whenever, right? Wow,
unless
that's mad.
Yeah, it's just not. We're not creating chances. We're not creating chances. It's boring to watch. And I literally going into games now, going, do I really want to watch this? It's that bad.
I've got open play XG here, so you're fifth bottom for that.
Yeah.
In terms of shots, second bottom.
Yeah, this
season. Yeah, not great.
The positives are though that Skipp is the real deal at this level. You can definitely play.
Just calm down with that. I think
the real deal.
you'll go big on Skipp. There's a defensive midfielder only looks good when the team's not playing well. Trust me.
He's more creative than it's just because his name's Oliver Skipp and he looks like he comes from Ruislip. It doesn't mean that he's not a good forward-thinking footballer. And Romero, our defender, he's class.
I hope not. I hope I'm completely wrong about this, but I would expect Spurs fans to turn on Oliver Skipp within the next 3 years.
Oh, we'll turn on him. Yeah, 100% we'll turn on him.
And he'll hate it. And he'll leave.
Yeah, and he'll leave.
and his confidence will drop.
Yeah, he'll go on to play for. He'll probably sign for Norwich one day. Yeah. No, I really like him, and he's doing well. Norwich, I mean, I just cannot. I was speaking to, I don't know if you know him, Sammy from Fulhamish podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking to him about it the other day, and we were just talking about like Norwich, and it's like if they've given up before they've even started. Like they've tried to make some, they've signed a lot of people, but for not a lot of money, and it's just the plan is odd. That's my problem with it. It's like they're both. You've got like isolated forwards but the 10 or the 8, sorry, the 9 outfield players behind it, or 8 actually, are like really spread out. So there's loads of space for the opposition, but you're playing in your own half the whole game. It's so stupid.
I just don't get it.
Yeah. And I know we was talking to Catherine, who's one of Slugs, and she was saying that she's annoyed at some Villa fans because they're calling for Mike Dean's head. Madness. But it is madness, but it's what fans. There must be some QPR fans that aren't happy with Warburton. Not good enough.
Mate, we're walking away from the ground, obviously annoyed at the penalties. As soon as it goes to penalties, you're like, I just got a bad feeling.
Lottery, innit?
I had a bad feeling about the game before it, to be honest. Anyway, there's like a 6, maybe 7-year-old kid walking out, and he's with his family, and he goes, fucking shit. Fucking get rid of the fucking manager, get rid of all the fucking players at the club. 7-year-old kid.
I love it.
I was like, wow.
You should have punched him in his little head.
I turned round. I've never seen a more proud mother.
Yeah, go on, you tell him, son.
Yeah. I said to him, it gets worse than this, so maybe just calm it down.
Do you think, this is a genuine question, do you think fan TV has influenced that kind of reaction? The little kids are thinking, this is how I'm supposed to support. Because people look passionate when they're angry, and they think, oh wow, he's angry, he must be right. But so they're watching Arsenal fan TV and whatnot, or whatever it might be, and they're going, oh yeah, that's how I need to behave. Sack a lot of them, get rid of them.
I think it's a go-to. It feels like there's a magnetic pull towards that notion, like all the time. It's not everyone for sure, but I would say like that. There is a feeling that, of course, with media, like you have to, you have to talk about what's interesting, and so like I went in on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because I was like, this is, I said I don't think he'll go soon, but I think it's when, not if now. After something like that, it was that bad. But it's rare that I try and that I do that. But I just think that football fans, I think it's FIFA as well. Like you see the game as a computer game these days. A lot of people, and you don't see those people as real people.
100%.
So you kind of just go, "We'll get rid of him." Like, do you know what? This is different. I'm not trying to name drop here, but I played football yesterday with the YouTube lads, and Chris MD was playing, and all these kids noticed Chris. They were like, "Is that Chris MD?"
He's big, isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge, right? But I mean, to be fair though, I was like, I did find myself like looking around at the other lads, thinking, are they all a bit gutted? Because like there was some like huge names on the pitch, if you know what I mean, when it comes to YouTube. And I was like, they're all just screaming for Chris. And poor Chris is like in the middle of this pitch and just wants to have a game of football. Like he doesn't want to be like shouted at. So like they're going just shouting. There's like 20 of them just going shouting, Chris, MD. Like, just will you sign something? All that stuff. Can I get a selfie? All this stuff. And it's, like, I get it. Like the kids, it's fine.
What, the middle of the game?
Yeah, like we've been playing for like 5 minutes, and so I kind of like.
Jimmy should run up to one and go, listen, you cunt. Listen to you. We're trying to fucking come on football. You shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. I've got a game to win here. No, I was in goal like first, so I wandered over and was like, I went, boys, he's just like he's trying to no, first of all they went, is that Chris MD? And I went, no. Who's Chris? What's a Chris MD? And then they knew that it was, and then I sort of went over. I was like, look, lads, he's just trying to have a game of football. Do you mind just like leaving him be? And then you heard like 2 minutes later someone going, "Why are you airing me, Chris?" And I was like, fucking hell, like, and I spoke to Chris afterwards, and I was like, that's weird, isn't it? He went, it makes you think, like, if I was like what? Why are you allowed to just shout at me? He didn't say that, but in as many words, he's like, would that happen in a like normally? People just like bark at you, but because you're on a football pitch, like it's like he wasn't real. It's like he wasn't really there. It was odd.
But no, you're right, and I think they're kids and they're excited.
Oh yeah. I get it.
But what happens when you're looking at people at YouTube and you spend so much time with them, as well as podcasts as well? They have a relationship with you that you're unaware of, and it's real to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there will be people that feel close to you through your content who you don't know exist, which is crazy. And then when they see you, that feeling as intangible as it is to them is very real. So they want some of this energy back. I think
I
that's
understand that. I think, but
what
I think
are you
in that.
airing me for,
Yeah.
Chris? Why are you airing me?
And then he went. They obviously knew Reeve was playing, and they obviously knew it was Reeve, but didn't know his name. And he had a PSG shirt on, and he was like, "Mbappe, can I get a selfie?" Mbappe. I'm like, you don't even know his fucking name. Like, surely he's not gonna go. Well, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm so flattered. You're calling me Mbappe. Don't worry.
Let me have a check. I need to know.
But my point was just this idea that, like, if you're in the stands, it's not real. This is sort of like road rage, capability.
Sorry,
That's my point. That was my point.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And people, because when inside a football stadium, feel like they're completely protected. I genuinely think that some fans think that the players can't hear them, no matter how loud they scream. There's some sort of invisible wall or sound barrier that the players can't hear it, and we know that's not true. I remember doing a podcast back in the day with Reece. I can't remember his surname. Reece Davies, I think. He used to play for Arsenal for a bit.
Yeah, go on.
And he said, like, part of the reason why he never really made it at a high level was because he couldn't cope with the pressure, and part of that came from because he played right back as well.
Reece Weston.
Reece Weston, that's it. Yeah, he talks about it on. It'll be out there and listen to it. If you probably still find it somewhere. But he talks about being like him hearing the things that are coming from the crowds, especially your own support, and it got into. But fans are irrational, and just going back to it, like in terms of
which inside the ground that should be, it should be allowed. Like when the lino does what it does, should be allowed, but like I'm fuming. And that is a space of release. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that they can hear.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know, when it comes to, say, content, and we're kind of going back to like the kid talking like that. Like some of the shouty, I'm angry, da 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 da. I guess again, you're angry. You're in the comfort of your own home or whatever it is. But I try and keep the idea of like, would I be willing to say this to their face? And there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people have recorded that they would like, if that person was like in the room, you wouldn't, like, obviously you would calm it down a little bit, but sometimes it's nowhere near. Like they're not even close.
Of course.
But it's life, innit? It's a release, whatever. But they are real people, apparently.
But it's mad that do you think that people call for fans call for managers' head more quick? Look, they're less patient nowadays than they have been previously. It's true, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like Dean Smith shouldn't be. His job shouldn't be on the line at the moment.
No,
just for a few bad results. That's madness.
But if you want to be right, be a pessimist. Like and then down the road, like you'll be right because managers do go and it does end, and you go, we should have gone ages ago.
So I tweeted after the game against Newcastle, and I was really impressed by what I saw. We lost. We drew. Sorry, 1-3-2. Then the scoreline flattened, and we could have absolutely slapped them. And I would genuinely thought the way we controlled the game, the amount of chances we created, it was about as close to the peak Pochettino years as we've had since he's left. Right? It was not an outlandish thing to say, I don't think. There were people waiting, which I found out after the what's it called? After we lost to West Ham, there were Spurs fans waiting for that to happen. So immediately on full time, tweet me going, "Remember when you said this last week?" Like the first thing they did after losing was, "I'm going to go and do that now."
Well, that's it. Like Gary Neville's got heat for not saying someone should get the sack. Like you're a bad person because you don't want someone to get the sack. Like that's his opinion. Just like it's your opinion that you want someone to go. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but in this instance, it was just I'm taking something positive that's happened here, and we're talking about it, and so that it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. What's wrong with enjoying your football club when things go well?
It's hard, isn't it? It's odd.
It's like, no, you're a wanker. Because you thought we played well last week. You're a wanker. You're the problem.
Yeah, like, played well, did we? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll remember
right,
that.
I'm going to teach
Pop
you.
the date
I'm
on
going to show you. Wake up! That's what someone sent me a picture and said, wake up. Like I was a conspiracy. I was like a sheeple. Wake up, will you? I just said we played well. That's all I said. Fucking people.
Right, let's move on. Young Allens. Rebecca Cully. James, last week, apparently I said, if Alan chat becomes a thing, I think it's a new low. James this week. New bit, Young Allens. This is exciting. See, I'm an optimist because I'm optimist. Josh, a girl I went to school with named her baby Gary.
Wow.
It will probably be around 4 or 5 now, and Gary will be asserting his dominance on the playground with the other kids called Leo and Barney with power moves.
Leo and Barney are acceptable names. Gary isn't.
Okay. Cillian, Alan talk. I'm very excited to announce my discovery of a real... Actually, this is the beginning and possibly the end of Alan chat. I'm very excited to announce my discovery of a real-life young Alan. I'm a first year in college doing a sports course, and for work experience, I've recently started coaching some teams for my local club. The other night, I was training the under-11s team. To my surprise, one of the kids was named Alan. This genuinely made my day. So great news, really great breakthrough for us when we're looking to find a young Alan. And this is where it stops, because I am afraid I won't be able to get a spoon picture, as it probably goes against club policies and could raise a few eyebrows. So you're going to have to just trust me on this one. We didn't think about that. We didn't think about that, and I think we're going to leave it there with the Alan chat.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, final one. I just thought something. Aloe Vera. Hey, lads, just checking in. Last week, when old people's names came round, I decided you wanted to find a young Alan. I was pretty disappointed, as my younger brother, Ian, 24, constantly gets it for having an old man's name. Flav mentioned that the name Ian was on its way out, and so thought I'd drop a line. Playing a Sunday league game last year, a lad came up to our team at the end of the game from the opposition and asked to meet Ian and have a picture, because I've never come across a young Ian. Of course, was satire, but got a good laugh from the boys. Love the pod.
It's so true. Ian's another one.
Samisms. We've got loads of Samisms, but I might save a few for next week.
Wait, I just need to blow my nose. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Go on then. Now, if you don't know what a Samism is, how are you still watching this? It's a very in-joke. Go tweet. If you see a Samism, make sure you tweet it to Sam from United Peoples. That's the United Peoples. Because he is the GOAT of Samisms, which is basically 2 phrases that you get mixed up and then it confuses us all. Great filling, James. Well done. Now, Samism, the disease of Samisms is rife within the world of football at the moment, sadly. Steve Howson, sorry to kick you while you're down, mate. This is from a Steve Rawlings, oddly enough. After the United versus Liverpool match, Steve Howson was asked, what does Michael Carrick actually do at the club? To which he replied, apparently he's more of the ear in the shoulder. Mixing up word in the ear and arm around the shoulder. Commiserations, Steve. CM Stewie, not really a Samism, but I instantly thought of the pod when I heard it. On Sky Sports News, following United's 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, Clint Morrison referred to United's win over Atalanta a few days earlier as papering over the crap.
That's amazing. I like that.
He tried to correct his mistake, but compounded it further by saying crap again.
Wonderful.
I love Clinton Morrison. Absolute hero. Simon Bromson. Samism was at the Rangers game last night against St Mirren. Morelos is going for his 100th goal, and the guy next to me says he just needs to get that duck off his back. He can get the monkey off his back and breaking your duck. And I'll save the others. Oh, actually, bit of a Samism trivia. Billy Hancock. Okay. Heard a good Samism while working on a building site this week. I overheard a political conversation between a bricklayer and the customer whose house was under renovation. Although I am not entirely sure of the exact context, as I wasn't paying much attention, after working on sites for a few years, you quickly learn to disregard 90% of what comes out of bricklayers' mouths. The one thing he said that did stand out to me was he's throwing his toys at the bandwagon. When talking about a particular politician, feel free to dissect. So let us know in the comments below, what on earth was the bricklayer talking about when he said he's throwing his toys at the bandwagon?
Throwing his toy. I mean, my guess would be he somehow thought that throwing his toys out the pram,
jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but I can't think of an instance where those two would even make sense together.
Let us know. Break it down for us.
Yeah, that's a confusing one.
Now, power moves. I knew it'd do well, power moves. Delighted with this. Right. And there's so many power moves from last week. I'll just scroll through them quickly. We certainly can't go through all of them.
Fucking hell.
Exactly. So what we'll do is when you've had enough of the power moves, Flav, you need to just say, "That'll do, pig." Okay?
All right.
Right, power moves. So for those of you who don't know, a power move is something that allows you to assert dominance in any social situation. This is stolen completely from the goats of podcasting, Hamish and Andy. Thank you, Hamish and Andy, for not suing us. Hugo Holm, power move. The ultimate power move has to be a thumb ring. Not many people can pull that off. That's good, isn't it? It's good. It is a power move from Sam. We didn't even think about it at the time. It felt mean.
He wasn't playing a power move though. We were there.
It was because he already had no dominance. He was a guy just meeting people. This was our arena, and he felt like he had to compound it with thumb ring. Not many people pull that off.
To this day, I was like, oh,
why?
Did everyone else hear that?
Yeah.
Poor bloke. We never saw him again. Killed him.
Now, with power moves, often people will stupidly think that this is a sort of male-dominated thing. Wrong. As proven by Elizabeth Thompson. Hello, Elizabeth. Hope you're well. As a woman, the opening the door for a man power move is a personal favourite. Sometimes the squirming and stammering is iconic. I was just like, that is class.
That is class.
That is good, isn't it? Now, go on.
Yeah.
Now, go on. Because they'll go, no, it's all right, go after you. No, go on.
Especially if you're on a date. Like, I'd love to see that on like a first date. So, no, go on. You're like, no,
go on. I'm here now. Go on. Really good.
Pat him on the arse. That'd be.
Oh,
yeah.
After you, sir.
That's a prelude to some pegging for sure.
Yeah.
I quite like that. I like that. Are you kind of, if you're going on, I'm not sure you've been on a date, but would you, as the man, instinctively pay for the meal?
We've done it. Have we done this one?
We've done it. Sorry, mate.
No. I think my move was I definitely get the first round of drinks. Like, you go drinks first.
That's right. We have talked about this. I remember.
I'd go definitely get the first round. Try and get the last round. But then you'd hope that they'd go, no, I'll get this, and you go, good, thank you.
But at that point you go, no, don't worry, I've got it.
Yeah, but I didn't used to have it.
That
was the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's all good and well saying that I've got it, but if you haven't got it, then you can't have it.
You haven't got it. You got it.
Callum M, power move. Had this today at the match. This is great. When you're going to your seat in the row, and there's one guy who will tap you on the shoulder on your way to your seat. It feels like you're saying, yeah, this is my row, welcome, but behave yourself. That one tap that will occur every time establishes the power positions of that row. Do you agree with that? Just like that.
Yeah.
It's too unnecessarily hard. Good to see you.
There's also like I don't know if it's a power move or more just passive aggressive. But some people will stand back so you can walk down the aisle. But some people, one or two, might just stand forwards. You have to go round them, and then you got the problem there. You go cock to bum or you go bum to bum when you go round the back.
That's true.
I mean, easiest thing is cock to bum, but it's it's so small. The aisle is that there is some brushing going on, and you don't know these guys.
In particular,
we've got to watch some football.
There's a guy in our row. He's got quite a belly on him, and so there's no way around it. You've got to even if you curve your back, you're struggling. What is there an account?
One of the greatest sights in British football is fat blokes at football. you ain't a proper club. You ain't got at least 10% fat blokes.
Sure, yeah, I agree. Is there a counter power move in that where you go cock to cock?
I mean, look, but sometimes either way. What? That's a good question, James. If you're in,
you go like that. You go like
everyone.
Do you turn as if you're gonna go? You're gonna go like that. Oh, cheers, mate, and then go.
There you go. No.
Maybe a little pat on the pat on the face. So like that.
Yeah.
All right, son. See you later.
That's good. I'd like that. Like if you do. No, instinctively, if presuming everyone's doing the proper etiquette and just standing back to enable you to get to your seat, what do you do? Do you go cock to cock or do you go cock to bum?
Do you just talking about the sort of?
But what do you do, James? You
Sorry.
do it every time.
What do I do? I always go bum to cock.
It's the right thing, isn't it?
I'm a bum to cock guy. Everyone's themselves. I'm a bum to cock. Thing is, though, if you're the one making your way through the row, it's not your choice. You can do. You don't have cock to bum. That's not on the menu. You've got cock to cock. You've got bum to cock. Or you got cock to bum. You can't go. You can't. Well, you could maybe try and tap him forward. It's his seat. You can't take him out of his seat.
No, you got
cock to bum for me, mate. Cock to bum for me. But also, do you know what's happened in the last couple of weeks? I think we've had the same. Rob's just said, and there we have quote of the week. Yeah, in the last couple of weeks, there's a guy is in the first couple of seats on our row, and for years I've never said hello, and then I think it was about 3 weeks ago. He just as I was sort of making my way through. Normally I just go, "Excuse me," and I go. He went, "Hello, mate." I was like, "Hello, mate," and I knew ground was broken, and from now on we will always say hello to each other, and it was a lovely moment. It was great.
Do you get recognised at football, Jim?
Like once ago, once a time, yeah. That's about it. But I think once people have done it once, then they don't need to say hello again.
Plus, such a small crowd, it's like there's probably about once. Is that right?
Running around, running out of people, exactly. So that was good. Good stuff, Callum. Well done, Michael. When dancing in the middle of a conga, break off and form a new conga. As the original conga reaches a corner of the room and turns, they will be faced with the reality that there is now a rival conga, with you as the alpha. What happens next can only be described as a militia-style recruitment of the elderly, children, and others who were previously uninterested in the initial conga. However, this is no longer just two congas. This is a civil war. As the leaders of a breakaway conga, you were perceived as the underdog, even a madman by some. But as people gravitate towards your new conga and you exceed the length of the initial conga, you are cemented as the alpha who dared to dream. Superb.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Congas at football? Would you get involved if one was going past you?
I think it's tricky because there's where you need the space to move, don't you?
Also, you're on television. Do you want to be the guy in the conga line on TV?
Yeah, probably not. Oh, wait, I mean, if you do, you want to be the guy at the front, don't you?
I don't know.
I don't think there's space to. I don't think there's space to do. Do you ever see congas? Do you?
Yeah, you see them at Newcastle. A conga at football is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, have you never seen? Hang on, just conga. You carry on. I'll just find a picture of conga.
I need your reaction. I can't just carry on.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay. Final three then. We've got loads of power moves to come, but if you've spot some new power moves, then feel free to let us know in the comments below. That conga one's a good one. WY Sachs. Power move. If your mate is too tight with money, this is good. If your mate is too tight with money and you want to convince them to do something that involves paying, just say, if money's an issue, mate, I can pay for you. Their pride will never accept it, and their ego will make them cough up, pay, and come. Dangerous, I would say, is the only thing that could backfire and go, actually, I'm struggling a little bit. If you could, that'd be great. And then you have to pay for it. So dangerous one.
I've just sent you a link of conga at football, just so you know.
Okay, let's just see that quickly.
So let's say you have to read
Barnsley FC, Conga 2014. I don't want to show it for long because I get done for... There it is. That is good.
So you would get involved in that? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. Look, you see all the ones at the back. Ah, God, it's Conga. Come on.
Yeah, the rush.
Come on,
the
rush.
Conga. I haven't seen that since the terrace days. I think... and it's going on its way back now. That's good. That is good.
That is good.
You got to use the aisle, haven't you? I didn't think about it.
If you had to rate that conga out of 10, what would you say?
It's a solid 8. I think the only problem is you need space at the front, don't you, to do it properly? Fair enough. Where are we? Right, yeah, final couple. Selfless Sunt, power move. Creating a segment called Jim's Big Laugh Award and then deciding that the award should be given to a quote of the week. An unsubtle way of implying he and Flav are funnier than the entire comment section.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. Taran Shatha. Power move. When someone asks you to guess the price of an item in excitement because they feel they've got a good deal, drastically underestimate the price to make them feel as if they've actually got an awful deal. I'm not sure this is a power move. For example, my sister recently bought a cardigan. She came to me overjoyed, asked me to guess the price. I took great pleasure in saying £4.50. She then looked on in despair and said, "He's being a dick."
Arsehole.
Yeah, he's being a dick. Just so you know, you're just being a dick.
Being a dick.
And that's enough power moves for 1 week. We'll
They were
return.
great,
They were good. They were
We'll have
good.
some more next week.
Buffet talk quickly.
Come on, we're back again. Are you sure?
Well,
what more could we possibly do?
Interestingly, Charlie Warner said, "I love how buffet chat is literally all about coming back for more every week, like an extra serving. It's the most meta of bits."
Yeah.
Tom Hurdis replied, "If this is an in-joke of theirs and they force a little bit more every week, it's pure genius." The most meta of bits would be a bit about meta bits. Well, it's funny you say that, actually, Selfless Son, because if you could... hang on. The most meta of bits would be a bit about bits about meta... I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, but it'd be like something like a bit... Yeah.
Yeah, it's too difficult, too tricky.
There's so much.
Just room. I've only got time for one. So Ryan Morris, he said this. Now this is interesting. Ryan Morris, when I heard Buffet Chat was back for this week, I was initially disappointed because I felt it had run its course. But then the chat from this week was thoroughly enjoyable, and it has encouraged me to get a recent experience off my chest.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend visited a Chinese buffet in Chinatown in Manchester, and it was my first experience of a buffet, and I was thoroughly looking forward to it due to not having any breakfast, good move, and wanting to comment my achievements of beating the system. It was £10 each, and the only drink I had was tap water, good. She had a Diet Coke, which was an extra £2, amateur. I did rule number one of attacking a buffet, which is do a quick lap and determine what is going to get me my money's worth. Having done this, I tried a little bit of all the different meats available, careful to avoid the rice, noodles and chips, as suggested. I did this 3 times. But I had been using a small plate, and so it wasn't very much food. On my 4th plate, great start to a sentence, on my 4th plate, I gave into the carbs temptation and just had half rice and half of the beef curry, which was my favourite of the meat options available. I then made a comment to my girlfriend saying, I wonder where they got all that meat from for us to only have to pay £10 each.
Yeah.
We looked at each other and stopped eating what we had in front of us. We then both went up to see what desserts were on offer, which was a broad selection of fruit, jellies and ice cream. It's always jelly in it. Always jelly.
Cheap. I
had a mammoth amount of melon, grapes and jelly to try and make up for the financial outlay of the meal. But leaving the restaurant, I knew I'd let my fellow slugs down, and the guilt stayed with me for the rest of the day, as has been on my mind ever since. Safe to say I've been put off by buffets and will try to avoid them in the future. But since that decision, I've been comforted by 3 things. 1 is a previous commenter on the channel claiming that buffets were outdated, a bit like using a landline. 2 is for fitness and health reasons. And finally, when Flav said the concept of buffet laughs in the face of world hunger. Honestly, I feel good about my decision to try to avoid buffets, and I hope a subsection of the slug community can now come out of the buffet closet and be honest about their dislike of the buffet concept. Thank you.
I mean, to be honest, you did all right, Ryan. 4 plates, then carbs, and loads of melon and jelly or whatever it was.
Yeah. Done all right. And I think what you're mixing up here is that how you feel on the way into a buffet and how you feel on the way out, 2 very, very different things.
You're not supposed to feel good coming out.
You'll never come out feeling top of the world.
You're supposed to come out going,
I'm never doing that again. You literally, every time you leave a buffet, you should be thinking, this is stupid. I'm never doing this again. But you'll be back. You'll be back, yeah. Final comment of the pod, I think. Sean Peake, and this is a bit of buffet chat. This is the comment I thought I was reading, but I wasn't. Buffet chat. Went to a Chinese buffet with a mate who's on the larger side, 5'8", 145 kgs, and 0 muscle. Seems harsh. You got something to say?
Do you not mean to read that last one out?
I thought I was reading this one. But that was good. I like them both. I just didn't think we had the time. Anyway. And I knew he meant business when he said he hadn't eaten all day. When we went in, he was like a kid at Christmas. Where the shitty but inevitable sock present, in this case, were the tiny plates on offer. We did the rounds, filling our plates accordingly, until I noticed a very old lady giving us a disgusted look. It was at that moment I realised my mate's plate was being stacked like the pyramids of Giza, with a base of rice and a middle of meats and a tip of noodles, which are hanging down the plate and a few strings falling off on the floor. I still
Well,
haven't. Sorry, go on.
Just meats and not just like the type of meat. It's just
Meats.
whatever meat is available
Yeah.
going on the
Yeah.
plate.
Can you show me where the meats are kept? Yeah. So this woman looked disgusted. Pyramids of Giza, base of rice, a middle of meats. What a horrible phrase. Middle of meats and a tip of noodles that were hanging down the plate and a few strings falling on the floor. I still haven't made my mind up upon whether the lady was disgusted by the amount of food and mess he was making, or the fact that such a large guy was such a rookie loading up on so many carbs. I lean to believe it was the latter. I think that's what I like to think that was the case on this one. She looked and said, "You stupid boy." A middle of meats. No.
A middle of meats is what will stay with me forever.
What I can't actually, I thought about this. What I must say, when it comes to carbs, I feel like we're going over the top a little bit. So what I would like to just show you tactically is probably what the best way for you to do this. I could quickly show you here before we leave. This is forget all this. This is all tactics. But just imagine the centre circle is a plate. All right. Now, when you get to plate 4, let's say Gundogan is rice. It's okay to have a bit of rice in the corner, right? But what you then need to do, let me just get the circle. This is your meats, or meats and sauces. It depends where you're at, right? You can have a corner of rice. That's fine.
I want a player representing the meats.
You want? I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do that. Well, actually, yeah, of course I can. All right.
Maguire is the meats. 100%.
Well, the thing is, so you can have your rice, right?
Yeah.
But you then need to surround it with meats. You know. And we could do that again if you need to. If you want noodles, have some noodles, for Christ's sake. But make sure we got something around it. Make sure we're middling it with meats, okay? And then maybe spring roll. I'm thinking
spring roll.
I'm thinking maybe prawn toast. And then I'm thinking
I think we need
a couple of ribs.
A couple of ribs.
And that's a perfect plate. And that's your perfect plate.
That is your perfect plate times 4.
Times that by 4. Job done.
Yeah.
And that was a football podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to join us and enjoy another podcast, which we do every single week, which is our mailbag, then become a patron. Links in the description. Costs less than a pint, depending on where you live, and it's good fun. So you can join us for that. Anyway.
Tottenham are trending. What does it mean? What does it mean?
You want to tell me? Nothing. There you go.
For some reason, we're just trending.
Enjoy your weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.